Hey, this is Mark Henninger from Sound and Vision magazine, and I am here at Capital Audiofest 2023 with Dave and Shinji-san from TAD, and we are standing in front of the latest, greatest GE1 floor standing speaker, which I just demoed, and I was thinking to myself, man, you've engineered these to the point where the speaker has removed itself from the audio equation. The sound's just floating there. Just tell me a little bit about the speaker, the technology, how this was achieved.
Sure. Well, my name is Dave Malloy-Poor. I'm the president of PAD Hi-Fi. We're the U.S. and North American distributor for TAD Labs from Japan. Shinji-san is the CEO and has been also involved with design. He was just telling us that he had joined the Pioneer in 1988. So he's been part of, and then to TAD in 2007?
2009.
Not 2009. And I think you're right. I think TAD's goal has always been to be a natural sound, to not be adding anything, to have the artist's intent intact is their slogan. And I think you hear that when you listen to the music. You feel like the music's there, but it's not being altered.
Easily. It was totally cohesive, and there was no coloration to it. And it just felt like, there was a dynamic ease to it, like nothing strained. And I know show environments are difficult, so that's just another layer, that a speaker can tackle.
I think, a good speaker should be able to perform in almost any room.
Sure.
Obviously, when you're listening to a speaker in any room, you're listening to it plus that room, so the signature of that is added to it. We spent a lot of time positioning them, and I think there's a lot of things you can do with very little acoustic treatments and everything else to just get the listening position to be addressed. And that's actually one of the strengths of TAD, is that a lot of there's directivity control with the CST driver. This points the sound towards the listening position rather than just at the walls and the ceiling, and it helps with delivery. And I think it gives us more of the direct signal without the room.
So you worked on the dispersion, you did the spins.
Well, yeah, the engineering behind TAD is extremely deep and long, and
Right.
And it started as a laboratory for researching drivers and technology for Pioneer, and then
The Pioneer started from the 1933, 77.
Today they're still reaching back to the depths of all that engineering when they're creating something new.
Sure.
But the CST driver has been around for quite some time, and that's it's a dual concentric high mid driver, and so all that energy is coming to in phase coherence. And I think those components, as well as the drivers that are designed, the porting schemes, are really intended to deliver the sound to the listening position unadulterated.
Sure. Yeah, the rated response I see there is getting down to 27 hertz. I imagine that's anechoic, and then you get some
pretty real world. I mean, even in here, I was measuring, and we were absolutely getting down under 30 hertz in an untreated environment.
Sure. So you're covering almost all music except for electronic music, and then organs, I think.
Even someone came in and played an electronic track this morning, and it's like the depth in the bottom end and the clarity and the sort of detail. I think one thing that's unique also about TAD is that if you look behind me,
Sure.
you'll see these racks of electronics and these reference
I
amps.
was going to bring that up, that it's a cohesive system.
Yeah, and it's the TAD sound. It's one thing really.
Yeah.
So engineered together.
Yeah. This is a kind of the strong point of the TAD. So that we have the two electronics and speaker. So we have two engineers inside. So always we talk deeply the technology and checking each other the sound quality. Once we make the prototype, we bring the speaker factory or electronic factory to check both sides. So this is we always checking this. Is this a TAD sound or not?
Okay.
Right. So they work together.
To create that final audio, like a recipe, is that what you call it? I mean,
and look, you can pair our amps with other speakers or our speakers with other amps and other preamps, and many dealers are combining and cultivating a sound of their own. But TAD sound is this. This is the combination of the components, the DAC, the amplifier, the preamp, and the speakers to work together
Right, which is usually that's touted as the advantage of an active speaker system, but here you would view it as just separates with the engineering that you would put into an active system.
Yeah, in a sense, you're hearing the combination of every part of the technological chain, and a lot goes into that. And I think for some people, for some listeners, they hear this and they want all of that. They don't necessarily want something combined with other things. And then there's other customers that maybe they want a tube amp or a tube preamp or other things. So we're open to how our systems work with everybody, but also I think it's important to have a sound of your own, and TAD is in a unique position to deliver that.
And so the totality of this system, what would that run somebody?
In this system here, we've got two of our reference M700 amps, which are significant investment. We've got the C600 preamp, and this is the
D1000.
D1000 TX. This is an SACD player generation 2.
Okay.
So you're in this setup. We also have a Wolf audio streamer and some synergistic research ground block and power cell SX to clean the power up. And we have a lot of their cables here. So roughly speaking, this is about a $350,000 system with all the cables and every bit of technology.
Can we subtract the cables from that?
Sure,
The
probably
cost from
about-
just the
So let's
the
see,
TAD gear?
120, 65, 185, 225, 245,
All right.
250 range.
All
So,
right. So not cheap to get that heavenly sound,
No.
but
No,
I imagine it
We're-
pays for that engineering.
I think we don't, when TAD is creating products, of course, we have to be conscious of where does this sit in the market price-wise, but we're always looking at what is the best components, what are the best materials,
Correct.
and the pricing is derived after
Okay.
finding
So you're not compromising. You're
Yeah.
figuring out how to solve the problem.
Yeah, correct. I don't compromise.
Yeah,
Nice.
every time you make a compromise based on price, you compromise performance. And the goal is to have the best performance. And then decide, okay, this is a reference product because it's going to sit in this upper echelon, like the reference one or the compact reference speakers, which are another jump up in price range. This is the Grand Evolution is the top of the Evolution range. And these are 65,000 a pair. But as you can tell from the cabinet to the porting to the drivers, there's been no compromises made. So for the customer that wants that, it's worth the investment.
Right on. Well, I appreciate the demo. It sounded fantastic, and I like the insights here as to how they're engineered and how you achieve that final effect. Which, to me, that TAD sound really is just transparency and honest reproduction of that source mix. So
It's awesome you could hear it in here because, these rooms are not designed for listening. They're hotel rooms, but I think we have a really good a good translation in here. So so glad you got the chance to hear it and
agree.
capture it for your listeners
Right on.
and viewers.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming by the Cap Fest. This is actually one of the cool shows of the industry.
Agree.
And for us, it's the last show of the year, and so we always look forward to it. And this year, it seems like they've got more exhibitors than ever and more attendees than ever. So
Totally. I'm really like a booster of this show. It's also closest to my home, so it's easiest to get to. But really, I've been watching it grow over the years, and I'm excited for its future potential too.
yeah, well, it's a good one. And if you haven't come to the show, come next year. So
Right. Nice.
All right.
Well, I wish you a good show.
thanks so much.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right. Appreciate it.
All right, take care.